used to hike the West Rim Trail in Pennsylvania the last weekend of July of 2012. The temperature during the day was in the 80s. It was wet a lot. It was wet at night. It was damp the entire weekend. First night was in the 60s. Second night was in the 50s. We hit the trail 5:30 p.m. on a Friday and got to the final part of our destination early or late Sunday morning, around 11 a.m. It's a little over, well, you have to hike another mile and a half to the Pine Creek Outfitters to get a shuttle back to the southern terminus where we started. So all said and done, we did about 32 miles. Anyways, the clothing I wore, this is what I wore while hiking. This is just an Under Armour synthetic shirt. It has an odor blocker on it. It does work. I stank a lot less this trip. Very comfortable shirt. It's comfortable when it's dry. It's comfortable when wet. Again, it was damp the whole weekend, or raining, or we were walking past wet brush, especially on the southern end of the trail. There's a lot of overgrowth. We were wet pretty much the whole time. For shorts, I tried something different this time. I tried wearing running shorts that have a liner in them. I was a little concerned I might get chafing. Didn't have any. I did use Body Glide anti-chafe. Kind of looks like deodorant. Worked, I think. Maybe it didn't. I didn't apply it the last day. I didn't have any issues with chafing. I'm completely sold on wearing running shorts with a liner. It's all I'll be using now in good weather. And the other added benefit, this really applies to men. When nature calls, all you have to do is lift the one pant leg, do your business. Super easy, no undoing a buckle. Highly recommend checking out running shorts with a liner. I use trekking poles. If you don't use trekking poles, I would encourage you to check them out. Try using them. A little awkward at first. Really helps out with stability. Overall, it makes for a safer trip. And it helps you move a lot faster. These are Helinox Causeway. They're 16 ounces for the pair. I did wrap 4 feet of tape on each trekking pole, so I have a total of 8 feet of duct tape. For footwear, I just use Adidas Response trail running shoes. And inside I use the Superfeet green insoles. Awesome insoles. They'll outlast these shoes. Never get any blisters or sores. I don't have any issues with my feet when I wear these. I've had issues wearing boots, not with these, and if they get wet, they dry off really fast. This is a Osprey Hornet 46. It's a 2011 model, size medium large. 6 foot tall, I have a 19-inch torso, I weigh 210 pounds. For this trip, I left the lid at home. I didn't need it. The lid is about 3 ounces. It served no purpose for me, so I left it at home. I'm going to start with the stuff outside of the bag, and then I'll get into the contents. And by the way, if you have questions about any of this gear in detail, leave it in the comment section. I'll try to come back and revisit that stuff. I'm just going to go through what I brought right now, not spend a lot of time on it. I guess first thing, this is just a rain cover for the pack. Weighs about 2.5 ounces. The thing I really like about it is that when I put my pack down, this protects the bottom of the bag, gives it some added level of protection. Plus it does help keep the outside of the bag from getting soaked. There are pockets here on the straps, the shoulder straps. I usually keep some type of snack, like chews or goo, in one of these pockets, and this sometimes is clipped somewhere on the bag. It did end up being in one of these pockets. This is just hand sanitizer. If you're not bringing hand sanitizer, I really encourage you to bring hand sanitizer. It's just another way to keep you from getting sick, and it does make you feel a little more fresh when you're on the trail. I do carry a thermometer. I like to know what the temperature is. I don't carry a compass, don't see the point in it. I use a map. I hike on existing trails that have blazes on them. I'm just following a blaze. I'm not looking at the sun. I'm not finding coordinates. I'm not blazing my own trail. I don't need a compass. I don't bring one. Sorry for digressing there. Anyways, I do like to know what the temperature is. This pocket, I don't keep this in there, this is just a watch. I use this to help gauge my speed. Not so much to know when to make lunch, just for gauging my speed. In this hip pocket, I usually keep my cell phone. It's an iPhone 4S. I really bring this along to take pictures along the trail. And the West Rim Trail does have a lot of scenic vistas, and it's worth checking out. It's a really good trail. It's well mapped and well marked as well. A lot of good campsites and plenty of water sources. So the foam left hip belt pocket. The right hip belt pocket, I usually keep 1 or 2 snack bars and also a Gerber Dime multi-tool. It's really awesome, like it a lot. Weighs less than 3 ounces. On the side, this side here, I ran the compression straps on the outside of these little stuff sleeves. This is just a GSI cat trowel, you know what that's for. I like these platypus collapsible water bottles. I use this to have water when I'm at camp. I use it for filling my cook pot. When we stop for water along the trail, I will fill this and slug back a liter of water and usually carry 1 to 1.5 liters of water in a hydration bladder. I don't like using a drinking bottle for hiking and rehydrating purposes. I just prefer to drink from a straw while walking. It's easier in my opinion. I'm not going to get in the argument of weight. I know that a hydration bladder weighs more than 2 water bottles you would get it from a convenience store, but I think they're inconvenient. But anyways, when I stop to get water, fill this with a liter, slug back a liter, put about a liter in my hydration bladder, I'm good to go. I do keep something kind of cool in my hydration bladder sleeve. Hydration bladder sleeve is right here, easy to get to. I have had this pack filled and ended up having to put 3 liters of water in my hydration bladder, and it just slid right in. I didn't have to take the contents of my bag out. But anyways, this is just a mat. It was a kitchen mat I got at a craft store. I cut it to fit inside this. This is what I use to sit on, so I'm not sitting directly on the ground. It weighs 3 ounces. The mat was good to make 3 of those for $2.10. It's pretty nice. It does give a little bit of extra cushion because these Hornets don't have frame sheet. They do have 2 Delrin rods for load transfer, but that just gives a little bit extra. But more importantly, I'm not sitting directly on a log or directly on the ground. In this pocket over here, it's my guidebook and my map. It's easy to get to. I can just reach in and grab it. Now we'll go to the contents inside the bag. Oh, before I do that, real quick. 1 carabiner, and this is just a office paper clip. The office paper clip is to clip onto wet socks, and they can air dry while they just hang off the back of my bag. You can use a safety pin as well. That's what I have laying around now. First thing, Helly Hansen rain jacket. I don't know what model it is. I've had it for several years. It's very comfortable. It has an awesome hood on it. And it's probably a little it's overkill for summer, but it's what I had and whatever, I brought it. It's 13 ounces. Yes, you could use a poncho. I do have a poncho, but I wouldn't recommend using a poncho on the West Rim Trail, especially during the summer. There's a lot of overgrowth on the southern half. You would be annoyed. So just bring a jacket. Because we were spending a lot of time at camp, usually we leave camp 9 in the morning. Saturday, we got into camp in the 5 o'clock hour. We only did 18 miles, so we had plenty of time to sit around. I did choose to bring camp shoes. They're just $6 sandals from Walmart. Pretty comfortable. I can easily walk around the woods in them, should I have to. $6, 9 ounces. If I'm going out by myself, or we're going out to really motor, and we're not spending time at camp, I don't bring them. Stay at home. I lined inside my bag with a white trash compactor bag. This white trash compactor bag reflects a lot of light, so it makes looking inside the bag very easy. First thing, this is just a dry sack from Outdoor Products. You can get 3 of these for $10 from Walmart. There are plenty of reviews on YouTube. Feel free to check them out. My verdict is, I'm satisfied with them. I recommend them. This is just the empty stuff sack, no food, obviously. And in the bottom is my light my fire eating utensil. This is just a regular stuff sack. It is actually an Outdoor Products stuff sack. You can get 3 stuff sacks, various sizes, for $5 from Walmart. Inside this is Body Glide anti-chafing. I don't know, it's a balm, anti-chafe balm. I didn't have any issues with chafing. I don't know if I'm predisposed to it, but I'm going to say it probably works. 50 feet of line for stringing up a bear bag. This was an external battery so I could charge my phone if I blew through all kinds of juice taking pictures. I didn't even come close to burning up the juice in my phone. So this, I didn't need it. This is to make a fire, and there's waterproof matches, a lighter in there. These fire starting sticks. One stick will get a fire going. I thought we were going to be hanging around camp with fire going. It was wet the whole weekend. We never had a fire going. I really didn't need to bring 4. This is overkill. Whatever. I brought 4. 2 would have worked. 1 would have worked. Or if you're just a real ounce counter, you could have brought none. I'm not an ounce counter. This is my first aid kit. Toothbrush, some ibuprofen, toothpaste. I don't know if you've seen one of these. This is a tick key. If you get a tick, you just slip this over the body of the tick, pulls the tick right out. This is Leuko tape. Stuff's awesome. If you have issues with blisters, you can pre-tape your feet so you don't get a blister. Or if you do get a blister, you can put this on. Some people use moleskin. This blows moleskin out of water. This stuff's awesome. I don't carry Band-Aids. If I need to hold myself together, I can use Leuko tape. I'm not blazing my own trail. I'm not climbing waterfalls. I don't use Band-Aids in my day-to-day life. I'm a mechanic. I get cuts and scrapes all the time. I'm a mountain biker before I'm a backpacker, and I fall all the time. I don't use it then. Don't misinterpret this. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy. I just don't use Band-Aids. If you use Band-Aids, fine, but I'm on a well-traveled trail. I'm not doing anything silly. I know accidents can happen, but where I hike the Appalachian Trail, for instance, I'm never very far from help. And if I really need to hold myself together, again, I can just use Leuko tape. Last item in this bag is a Petzl Takina headlamp. It has 2 modes, high and low. Same batteries have been in here for 8 or 9 months. I've even done some night hikes with this, never changed batteries. It's a $20 headlamp. I think you can find them online. I bought mine at EMS. Awesome headlamp. Second, dry sack. This is my clothing. This is a shirt I use for around camp. It's just a long sleeve synthetic Adidas shirt with a 1/4 zipper. I did have 2 pairs of synthetic boxer briefs. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the running shorts that had a liner, so I wanted to bring an extra pair of underwear should I have to use running shorts that don't have a liner. So next time, I don't need to bring 2 pairs of underwear, I can just bring 1. I was testing some things out on this trip. Like, I tested out, do I like Mountain House beef stroganoff or Backpacker's Pantry beef stroganoff? I don't know, can't decide. I think I like them equally for different reasons. So if you're wondering the same thing, try it out. Next time you go out on a multi-day, take them both. As far as socks go, I use Smart Wool. They're low-cut socks. My feet were wet the whole weekend. My feet were warm the whole weekend. If you're not using a wool sock or some type of synthetic sock, you're nuts. Go out and buy some, makes a world difference. Don't mess around with your feet. Smart wool socks, awesome. Worth the money. This is a golf towel I use just to wipe things down. For instance, we set our tents up in the rain Saturday night. I use it to wipe down the inside of my tent before I put my gear in. This towel was wet the whole weekend. I probably won't use it again. When I got back, I ended up buying a personal pack towel from my local EMS. It's a medium, which is 12 inches by 22 inches. It weighs 2 ounces. They say it absorbs 4 times its weight in water, and you can wring it out and just keep absorbing water. This is what I'll use from here on out. I bring lots of toilet paper and lots of wipes. I'm not going to be without it. I'm not the guy that only brings the minimum when it comes to this. Do what you want, but that's how I pack. I bring plenty. Another comfort item I brought, Summit insulated coffee mug. I like to have coffee in the morning if we're hanging around camp. If I'm going out by myself and I'm just going to motor, I don't bring coffee. I don't bring camp shoes. I don't bring a bunch of other things because I'm not hanging around camp. But when I do, this is a great coffee mug, Summit insulated coffee mug. This is a Thermarest Neo Xlite Air. It's the full length, not the long, it's the regular. It's 72 inches by 20 inches wide. This sleeping pad is 2.5 inches thick, blows up relatively quickly, and it's 12 ounces. Inside this, I do have the X-Bed Air Pillow Ultralight. It's less than 3 ounces, and you saw it roll right up inside there. If you have any questions or comments on it, and you want me to make another, like a review video, let me know, I will. This thing's awesome. I'm a pillow sleeper. I'm bringing a pillow. For cooking purposes, I was supposed to bring the stove. My friend brought the water pump, the water filter. So because I was using it to cook for 2 people, I brought a Jetboil SOL. If I was going out, say, cooking for myself, I might only bring an alcohol stove or something else. But the Jetboil SOL for 2 people, it boils water in like 2.5 minutes, really fast. It's a really efficient stove. Check it out. My tent, EMS Velocity 1, weighs less than 3 pounds. When you add the ground cloth, it takes it to 3.25 pounds. Great tent, plenty of room, easy to set up, it's freestanding. Check it out. My sleep system. Again, because I did some research with the weather forecast, trying to figure out what to bring, I brought a SOL Escape breathable bivvy and lined it with a Summit Reactor liner. They say it's good for 15 degrees. I disagree, but it's really comfortable, and you can wash this so you don't get the funk inside your bag. These things combined, I can sleep just in underwear comfortably high 40s. The 2 combined, just over 1 pound. So this was the equipment I brought to hike the West Rim Trail in Pennsylvania. Temperature again during the day was in the 80s, at night 60s to middle 50s, low 50s the second night. Any questions or comments about any of this gear you want a further review, just leave in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to do it. I'm not advocating that I'm an expert. I'm not. I'm just a guy that likes to go on a hike. And everyone has their own way of doing things. This is just how I did it. I did want to mention one other thing. We had an incident on the trail. My friend's water filler pump broke the first moment we tried to use it. When I got back to Lancaster, I ended up buying Aqua Mirror tabs, and also from here on out, I will bring my own water filter. I don't want to have that happen again. We were okay though. Just ended up having to carry a lot of water when we got to a portable water source. And that, trying to minimize the water weight. Everything here, except for the clothing I was wearing, but everything that was in the bag was just over 14 pounds. I hit the trail with food and water under 22 pounds. Super comfortable, great time. Check out the West Rim Trail. I also encourage you to check out Andrew Skirka's website and Justin Lichter's website. They both have books. Andrew Skirka's book is The Ultimate Hiker. Justin Lichter's book, I can't remember what it's called, but if you go to his website, you'll find it. Also check out hikelight.com, and also on YouTube, Only the Lightest. Steve Green puts out these videos, Only the Lightest, and he has the website hikelight.com. Really good information. It's a smorgasbord of information. Like he says, it's a buffet. Take from it what you will. You can get a little fanatical, but there's a lot of good, intelligent ideas. You might pick something up. Hopefully pick something up here. Maybe learn what to do or what not to do. Give you another option of how to pack for a trip. Again, any comments, leave it in the comment section. If you want to review anything, leave it in there too. Thanks, guys.